Excuse me, I'm sick. I have to wait to request someone for like the first 3 minutes. So it's just my talking head and zero followers. Phone is on Do Not Disturb. I've got to fix my voice, make it deeper. Michelle. Oh, I don't know how to request this thing. Legitimately don't know how to do this. All right.
I'm here. Okay.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I missed your performance. Sorry, my phone's like sliding. I'm like in a bed right now. So yeah, I'm just like doing this project or whatever. So I talked to, I don't know if you know Rez.
Yes. I met him because of the show.
Yes, he's like the bartender's girlfriend. Very close friend of mine. So I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow. So I actually was listening to the, what did you call this? Like your EP?
Uh-huh. The Lovers Playlist.
Yeah, the past half hour. So just talk about that for
Sure.
however long you want. It was a year ago, right?
So, it was actually the person I worked with, his name was Desmond, and it was his idea. So what happened was he had an original song called Drugged that I featured on. And then from there he was like, let's start an EP. So we kind of did that, and I'm sorry. But we did that, and we dropped that in 2017.
I thought that was 2018. Maybe I'm just
No,
looking.
no, you're
All right.
correct. July 22nd, 2018. We started on it in 2017. So July 22nd, 2018, the whole project was completed.
Oh yeah, actually, like you know how like you don't like on I don't know if you want to call yourself underground artist, but like you don't if someone's not established, you don't really give them a chance. I was like it. I've listened to like 4 or 5 songs. I can't remember the names of them, but they were it's pretty good cohesiveness of vibe.
Thank you. It's a whole story. So each song from 1 to 10, the album on Apple Music has 12 songs. On SoundCloud is 10. The From 1 to 10, it tells a story, basically like the ups and downs of their relationship. This is a relationship that we're creating just by these songs. And then the last two are our personal songs that we felt like we wanted to target more on.
All right, I was listening on Spotify and like they interrupted with like some random white guy song. It was really annoying. I like the guy's song, but I was like, that sounds nothing like the Desmond guy.
Oh no, yeah. Spotify will give you like a mixture of different other underground artists like songs while
Yeah,
you're
so
listening to ours.
I didn't pay for it. So all right, tell me about like I don't know how many. Just tell me about your stage presence before we get into like the Uptown performance. How do you feel about your own stage presence and
Um,
performing?
how do I feel overall?
Yeah.
I can always do better. So, what I try to do is kind of get like interact with the crowd first prior, like have a conversation. And it all depends on whatever song I'm performing. That I ask them certain questions that they can relate to, or like, okay, you can agree with me on this. Okay, so you'll like this song, and that's been working so far. What I mean by like I can always do better is I think of another way for my next performance where I could might like do something else that would make them interact even more. But that's what I always try to do. So my stage presence is, yeah, I have songs to perform, but I want the crowd to interact with me, you know? So I have conversations prior, and then I perform the songs I'm doing.
I mean, yeah, that's interesting because it's not just like there's like story to be told in music, so it's not just surface level surface level songs. Stuff's got to have like meaning and a connection, and that means a lot to a crowd. So how did I guess how did you find out about the open mic and I think you're from the city, right?
Yeah, I'm from Manhattan.
All right. So yeah, how did you find out about the open mic and if you're in any other label, we'll get into that later. So how'd you find out
So
about
the owner, Kyla, who Rez's girlfriend,
it? Yeah.
she wrote me and was like, "Hey, my boyfriend's having an open mic," and I was like, "Oh, okay." She was like, "Do you still perform? Like, do you still sing and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." So she's like, "Okay, so talk to him about like any inquiries you have about it." I wrote to him. He was like, "Okay, you're in." they explained that it was like $10 to get in for the ticket admissions, or if you have like 5 people to come with you. I was just like, it's fine. You said I'm in, I'm there, I'll be there. That's how I got it. So personally, I don't know Rez. I know his girlfriend.
Yeah, Kyla's. I used to hang out with her a lot before she started dating. No, I'm playing. No, she's really cool. She's really cool people.
She is. She
It's all
really.
family. Um, yeah. So, I guess what did you perform there? What did you perform? Like, which songs did you perform there? And how did you read the crowd? Because what I saw, I missed it, but what I saw, it was a lot of fun. At least for the male artists, they were like jumping around and stuff.
Yeah, they were. See, so they all right, I'll talk about, like, of course I'm going to talk about mine, but them, that's where you're like, okay, maybe I could be a little bit more lively now. But yeah, they were jumping up and down off on the stage. They were amazing. What I did was basically, like, I was the very first one to go. So normally that's like nerves and, oh my gosh, am I going to do it right? Or like, am I going to mess up? And all of these things do go through your head. But what I did was I was asking questions. And I was just like, well, have y'all ever had this happen? Have y'all ever went through this? If you've been through this, then you're going to like this song I'm doing next. And I performed 2 of my songs from the Lovers playlist, which was Winning and Change Your Life. And I believe like those 2 were more like crowds would vibe to it more than the other songs. So I picked those 2 and I performed them. So that's basically like how I started off. I was just like asking, like, have you been through this? Have you been through that? If you did, stand up. If you did, raise your hand. If you did, let me hear you. So it was just like a lot of people reacted, and then I just went to the song.
All right, so it sounds like you were kind of like going off maybe the energy of other people, and maybe you selected it that way.
I probably do that because like nobody really wants a crowd to not, like, nobody wants a dead crowd. Like, nobody wants to perform and everybody's just sitting there quiet. Like, so to have like their energy match mine or their reaction match what I would like kind of want any crowd's reaction to be was amazing. Like, I think that was the best part about it.
All right, so I guess let's get into anything, how often you perform and how if you can compare, I guess, different stages or whatever. Do you like a more intimate crowd, or expand on that maybe?
So honestly, the more people, the easier for me. Why? Because I just feel like when there are more eyes, you just don't focus on anybody. You have more of a chance to at least have somebody to really like. I like the more the merrier. I literally love that line because that's how I view it with performance wise. Like, if I have 5 people in front of me, I kind of might be, I'm still going to do it, of course. But it's just like, it's a little bit, it adds to the nerves. Like, I'm like, oh, I got these 5 people only here, only these 5. Like, it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make eye contact with all 5. With more people, you could like pick a few, like, and out of each way as you're like turning to perform, you could at least make eye contact with a few of them, which is kind of like one of my like best things about crowds. And at Uppies, it was probably about, I want to say altogether it had to be like about 40 or like 50, not people that performed but like people present. So it was kind of, it wasn't too small for me. It was really fun. um Even 50 might be a little bit too much, but like 40, 30, about around there, that was decent. I performed before at Harlem Nights. It's a lounge in Harlem on, I do not want to get their address wrong, but it's called Harlem Nights, and they hosted an open mic 2 years ago, and I performed there, and I kind of was more nervous then. So when I compare stage performances from Harlem Nights to Uppies or to any other performance I've done within like the past year, I have more stage confidence now. Then I will not lie. In 2017, I was nervous. Like my hand would shake with the mic, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I mean, it resulted like in the end, it was really good. But I do believe like as I perform more, my stage confidence gets better.
Or so quickly, when did you start performing, I guess? Or when did you start as an artist and then when did you start performing after that?
As an artist, my first performance was that one in 2017.
All right.
My first like time performing on a stage, I've done it a lot when I was younger. So I've done it when I was in middle school, but I took it more so serious when I was in high school. So I wrote my first song in 2015, and it was with my sister. And then I performed those songs in 2017. Then from 2017, I did like a whole bunch of shows in 2017 and 2018. And then like in 2015, I have like 3 different stage names that I had. And finally I like stuck with Lena the artist, and I kind of grew on that. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Oh, just all right. Just to go off that last part, when do you what were the other stage names, and why keep this one?
Lena the artist. Okay, so my first one was Selena Marie. That is my first. My first name is really Selena. My middle name is Marie, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick with that. That's nice. And then I realized there's another Selena. Her middle name is Marie. And then I'm like, okay, so when I make it, there's another Selena. Yeah, that's just too much. So then it was just Lena. And I was just like, it's missing something. Like, it just sounds too boring, too basic. So I was just like, I was in the studio where I first recorded my first song. And the engineer at that time, he was just like, Lena the artist brings. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I liked it. Like, and the reason why I chose Lena the artist was because I wanted to stick to one thing. And I looked up just to be precise the definition of artist. And an artist basically is somebody of that, like of a creative background, but they have different like things to them. Like they don't just specify to one thing. And I don't. I've done acting before. I love writing. I love singing. Certain people say I rap. I don't ever put that to my name. I won't say I'm a rapper, but I have done it. So it's just like I don't do one thing. Selena the artist was kind of like perfect.
So acting, are you going to school for anything or
I
any?
already did. So I went to a performing arts high school, and I did like theater shows of like Macbeth, like different things. Like I've done theater shows, but they were mainly like live. And I've performed like different talent shows. Like that was where I first got more, I want to say, acquainted with the stage in high school.
All right, so isn't it kind it's kind of ironic because you said like when you were first doing when it's isolated you as an artist, you were like your hands kind of shaking or whatever. But then as acting, it's almost like you're going to school
Yeah.
for it, and it's more natural.
Yes, yes. I've always told myself when it came to acting, it came easier. Um, to become the characters in my mind. So I could distinguish the two. I feel like Lena the artist, that's more personal. That's me. Like, you're giving me a script. You're telling me to be that person. So it's like, oh, I could do that. I'm gonna do my best to be that person. So I'm not thinking for Selena. I'm not thinking as Lena. I'm thinking of how I'm gonna nail this character, how I'm going to be the best form of this character. Like if it's possible for me to top anybody that played this role, I'm gonna do that. Lena the artist is personal. It's how am I gonna show my work? How am I going to perform my work so that other people can relate to it? I believe it's just that's where it gets more nerve wracking because it's like how am I demonstrating my own work?
All right, so yeah, that makes sense when you kind of break it down that way because it's I don't even wouldn't even call it stage fright. I would just say that's just kind of like the butterflies in your stomach. It's
Mm-hmm.
isolated and things like that. I'm like losing my train of thought as I'm trying to formulate the next question. I don't write stuff down, so all over the place. But so well, if you're acting, well, first just name the high school and college that you were. or if you're still in college or whatever.
I graduated in May. So I went to Manhattan Theater Lab High School. That is in the Martin Luther King campus. That's in the like straight midtown almost. Probably it's on 66th Street in Manhattan. And I graduated college in May, St. John's University. I did 4 years there, and I studied communication arts.
All right, St. John's. St. John's is Queens, right?
Yes, Jamaica Queen.
All right, yeah. I only know them from watching them play basketball.
Oh, our team was great. We lost
they
the greats this year when they graduated.
they
Yes.
beat they beat Duke they beat Duke a few times. It kind of bothered me. I'm a Duke fan, but I don't live nowhere near Carolina, obviously. But I'm a front runner in that sense. But whatever. Um, so yeah, so I guess if you graduated, you're trying to get into acting. How would you say you would? How would you say? I guess we'll go back to performing for a second. Music wise, how would you say performing music wise? Would you see like this like bright future? Obviously, I think you would, but like this like bright future, how you see it going like monetary money wise, or trying to earn off the performances, and if these small little performances or performing in Harlem or whatever you said, I'm forgetting the name escapes me at the moment. How much that would propel your music career, and how much I mean, you take it seriously, obviously, but how much do you is the money a thing, and stuff like that?
Honestly, I'm pretty sure somebody will probably think I'm lying or I'm going crazy. But, I think in the long run, that is the goal to get paid for it. But as of right now, it's not even monetary value. Like, it's not for me receiving money. I would love to. Wouldn't, and like, I feel like any artist would love to. But that's not like the main thing on my head. The main thing on my head is, okay, you're going to record this song. Make sure it's of great quality. Make sure you have people that can relate to it. I think my main thing before the money is to have a whole lot of people be able to relate to me first. That would be more redeemed. Like that is full like a more of a redemption feeling than money right now. Like you could like, for instance, if you said you listened to a few songs, if you were like I relate to them, that means more to me because it's like, okay, I'm doing something right.
Right. So, yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like if I was doing this, I follow like a lot of YouTubers, and they would say like if I was talking to myself, excuse the sound in the background, thin walls, but if I was talking to myself, like doing like this commentary or whatever, I'd still do it because it's even if there was no money value, the money's kind of added bonus. So that shows a lot of drive that you have. So I guess which one's more important? Is it acting or music, or are they in the same playing field? Or acting because maybe you went to college for it, or
Um, which one? I hold both of them to great great levels. If I had to pick, I mean, granted, you're not saying pick one, but currently, I would say I'm focused more on music more so now. I would love to get back into acting though, because it's really, really fun. Like I always said, like acting is like easy. It's not saying like it's not that it's easy. It's complicated parts to it, but naturally, I think that's just what it is. Like singing and performing. If I don't feel like I'm writing a song that somebody can relate to or of substance, then it's just I'd shy away from it. Like I don't just want to write anything just because it's catchy or anything. Like I want it to be that deep, that sentimental like part to it. With acting, it's like again, like me playing different parts of other people. So right now I'm focused on that music, building my music side more, if that makes sense.
all right. So you think are you like would you call yourself equally talented in both areas?
Yes. Yes, I would. I'm not just saying that because it's me.
Yeah.
Of course, anybody can come up here and be like, oh no, I'm talented in both. No, I can say that. I just feel like if I were to compare the two right now, like right now, I would say somebody would say my acting would be stronger because I'm to the point with acting that I'll take those chances, like completely jump out the window. With music, I'm still building. Like I don't feel like I've reached the point to just say, oh, I'm gonna top this, that. Like I'm still building with it.
All right, so all right, we're jumping back and forth here. I'm gonna go back to the music. So you performed from the EP. You didn't have the guy with you, right? From the
Yeah. I've had Desmond in the past.
Desmond.
Certain occasions we had a show in the Bronx. We had like two in the Bronx, and he notified me, and it was like it worked in my schedule, so I was present. We've performed. I actually should repost those actual videos. We've performed twice in the Bronx, from our EP, and then songs we did like from the side because the EP wasn't finished at the time.
All right, so you would that would mean that, and I've listened to all of it. That would mean that you would have had to just sang your verses on it and then kind of
And
leave him at it.
I kept him in the chorus.
Oh,
So most of the songs where how we started is if I have a verse, he's the chorus before, so I'll leave that chorus in and like vibe with it just so I'm not leaving him out. But he's physically not there, right? But we worked on it together, so I make sure there's a part of a chorus or a verse of his while I'm performing.
All right, so my parents are distracting me. I could hear everything in the
I'm
background.
surprised you did not hear my dog. They were just
I
barking.
time to time, but like I just hear like a little rough in there, but a little rough. Like that's about it. All right, so yeah, I guess I'm looking for more things. I'm doing this. I basically how I'm doing this right now is I went to Uptown. I mean, I've gone there since like 2016,
Mhm.
17. It doesn't matter the year, but how I'm doing this is I plan to interview Rez tomorrow, and I'm just going through like I gotta interview Kyla, but like I still gotta call her or whatever. But I'm going through everything like I'm just scouting the bar and how my project is. It's a profile on the bar, and it's like how if the artist that I'm able to contact, how it's like I guess it's propelling their career or whatever to be able to perform because it's basically music venues. So
I
I
can
guess
I can like kind of get where. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, no. You're good. You're good.
Your
Go ahead.
question, like basically, how does it advance anything in our career? I can't. Again, I wouldn't be able to talk for everybody, but for myself, it was the networking. So always, whenever you perform at a different venue, it could be a small crowd, it can be an extreme big crowd. It's networking. I followed everybody that performed that night, everyone, and it's just like different things. Like most of them were guys after, and even like still like some like that was comforting to know because there's certain songs that I'm writing that yes, sometimes I rap, but I don't feel like a female lead on it, like not female lead, but a female rapping on a specific song best suits it, like is its strong suit. So to network with other rappers, to work with them, and they have different like things that they're doing, like videos, photography. So they're different parts too. I'm sorry, you see, but
It's
they're
a
different.
yeah. Mine's worse. Trust me.
Want a salad? No, thank you. Easy.
I never had salad in my life. Just a side note. I'm just uh yeah. I eat candy, but keep going.
Yeah. Wait, I'm like,
Networking.
there we go.
You're talking about networking and female. You being like mostly male artists there.
It was a plus. It was a plus because of like I don't really come in contact with other rappers. So to have them rap, or even some, like there was a Latino rapper there, and like that, things are like that are different because you could build different songs from there. And most of them do different things. Like somebody was like, oh, we shoot videos, so let me know. And it's not just always like one thing they do. Again, everybody just has their strong suits. So you get to meet this person that's rapping, but they have like side hobbies on the side as well that can help you as well. And other people like were looking for like artists, like female artists to work with. So it kind of worked for me too.
I didn't even look at that. I didn't even look at that angle about it. How like artists come together, and like because collaboration is always good. People always talk about like rap beef and all that other stuff, like such nonsense or whatever. It's like and it's over within 6 months anyway. But like, who
Right.
cares? But
Right.
like people always say, like the Ari Spears, the comedian, he said, "I love when they come together as opposed to like beefing with each other because
Right.
it's just that's just like and you could even cross genres with that. I think I don't remember his name, but I messaged the Latin guy with the
Yes.
Latin music. He got back to me once. I think I messaged him actually. But yeah, so you didn't so yeah, you did say like yeah, it's a it was a $10 fee for admission or
Mhm.
whatever. Whenever I get there, I just call her and be like, just let me in.
So no, what happens is basically you either bring 5 people and you don't pay, or if you don't bring 5 people, then you pay. Either or, it didn't bother me.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so did you like who were the other I had their ats like their I'm the names are escaping me at the moment because it was, a bunch of them or whatever. Did you who were the other artists there that you noticed that you thought their music was exceptional, I guess. If you can remember their names.
The
I can't.
crowd that you were talking about jumping up and down the stage. Do I remember their names? No, but I know one of them have like certified in the beginning. Um, I wish I did have their names. Like I feel like that's something I should have had written down. But it's like in the beginning, it's certified.
I
I
know what you're talking about. I didn't know to message them or not because like I didn't know if it was a label or if it was an individual
No,
performer.
yeah. So there's just a group. So when you message one of them, of course, like it's basically you kind of get all of them if you're asking for it. So yeah, they're all individuals. They're all individuals. I think their main page has like the industries in the title as well,
Yeah, it
but
confused me.
everybody else has like certified and then their name. They were great. MP was there and his rap was great. Believe it or not, even though he was the host, he performed. Rez's rap in the end was great. And the Latino rapper, I think I'm basically naming like I'm remembering by the performance, like the
Right.
performances and the Latino rapper, the certified group, Rez, and there was a guy who was after me and I do not remember his name, but he was like singing and rapping. That was great. Like on the same track. So it was just like that's great.
Yeah, it's almost like who does that? That's almost like Tory Lanez, even though
Right.
his singing in performance is not as good as the studio, but still, I guess
Exactly.
Tory Lanez kind of does that.
Hmm. Even like Drake. I wouldn't
Oh
say
yeah,
enough
yeah,
like up at like Drake too. Like to do like one of those songs where he's rapping and singing in, that's a lot. So even if I couldn't relate to it, I just took what they were doing and how like they challenged themselves. It was very fun to watch.
All right. Do you plan on doing? I know it's like it's only one place. Do you plan on doing any other of the open mics? Like, would you make it a regular thing, or is it like you're gonna do it sparingly, or
So I it was like basically I was on hold, I would say. I wanted to finish school. So that's why it's like a gap between when I performed in 2018 to now. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna finish one thing and then I'm gonna get back to it. So I finished school in May. So I do plan on making open mics more consistent thing. Not just sporadically, like to make it more consistent.
all right. Well, I think I'm trying to cover more because like the more I have, the more I have to write down. I'm actually glad that you got back to me because I'm like been you gotta send hunting people down for this is just like wow. It's like trying to get people to do interviews. I was actually at the bar Friday and Rez was there. He got back to me. I mean, obviously he was there, whatever. And then he said, "Oh, hit me back after midnight." I was like, "Dude, midnight?
Right.
Like, like it's Saturday night. Like it was Friday night when I saw him. Kyla was bartending, and I didn't even ask to interview her because I was like, I figured I'm just gonna see her. And now the thing's due on Wednesday, so I'm like panicking now. So so I gotta call her, and then like he hit me at like I was still at work. He hit me at like 11. He was like, "We're going to Hudson Terrace, which is in the city,"
Yeah.
and I confused it with Hudson Grill, which is in Westchester. It's in White Plains or whatever. So I said, "Oh, I'll just meet you there." I was gonna meet him while texting him to do schedule a later interview. Like I was gonna drive to White Plains 5 miles from my house
Just to
just to be
schedule.
like, yeah, yeah, because like I couldn't interview Kyla, she was bartending, and then I couldn't interview him because it was like there was a event on Friday, and the speakers were like messed up, but I'm pretty sure the DJ messed it up himself. But yeah, that's my little panicking tangent. But so I'm grateful whenever anyone does an interview. So I guess what's kind of next with well, I'll go with acting, and then what's next with music or whatever, because I don't even know like if you act like
I've
where
never
who do
brought
you go to get
acting.
like roles from, like where do you go
Right.
to?
Listen, you asked the question. When you find out too, you gotta let me know. Okay. I'm trying to find out too. But I feel like with acting, now it's like I've kind of opened the door when it came to music and made the connections I needed to. Of course, there's always room for more networking and connections, but it's like I met the right people. Now it's on my end to write more with music and acting. It's my time to create a reel, to promote my acting more, to take chances like when it comes to making videos, my own videos, to show that side of me as well. So that's where I'm at with acting and music now. Like I'm looking for the roles. If you let me know if you run by something and somebody needs something. If somebody watches this and you need something, let me know. But I actually went to school for modeling and acting in 2015. I graduated the Barbizon program in 2015. And from there, it was like, okay, that's good. Then it's okay, so now I got to work on music. And now I did that. So it's like, okay, I made a few networking connections that like I could go to the studio and I could have somebody edit them and then I could find beats. And now it's just, okay, now I have to work on the solo projects. That's what's next. So for acting right now is the same. When I shoot my videos, I don't just want to be the singer. I'm trying to tell a story, man. Like
Yeah.
I want you to feel it. I want to act my ass off in these videos. Like I don't just want to be the singer, just standing there, lip singing my heart out. Like no. So that's the goal, to just work solo on like solo projects, gather a collection, so then that nobody's just only listening to the Lovers playlist. So I have more.
All right, so yeah, I guess because I imagine when you're doing this and you're just starting out, it's like it doesn't really do you any good to like do a thing where it's like, oh, there's a project in 2018, then the next one's like 2022. It's like you've gotten like you haven't fallen off, but like people have kind of written you off, and then it's like it's not too many people like 2 Chainz that are making it at like age 36.
Exactly. So like age is a big thing to me too. I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, granted, I'm young. I'm only 23, but still, it's just like, all right. The goal is where are you gonna be at 25, and then from 25, where are you gonna be when you hit 30? Like, we can't just be right here. Like, we
Right.
can't just be here. Sporadic open mics. Like, that's where it's just like, okay, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So now, if I'm like, okay, I graduated college and I really wanted to do that, now it's like everything else falls into place now. Now I know where I want to do. Now I know my next thing is my solo project. Now I know that, okay, I've done acting. Now I want to act more in my own music videos and possibly build from there to act more elsewhere. So like this is now is just where everything for me is kind of falling in to place on what I want to do next with Lena the artist.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it sounds like you have a set plan. I guess I was kind of like trying to hint at like when can we expect the solo album? When can we
Oh,
expect the
you know
solo album? But
what?
it's like I don't think you should release that like and it's like I don't think you should release that like
I won't.
definitively. It should always be like a surprise date. It'd be like Drake releasing if you're reading this is too, which is a different reason why you released it. But it's like kind of call people. Eminem did that once too, like 2 years ago. Call people by shock or whatever. So. If you want
Again,
to release when
I
you're
don't
working
have
on it, that's all right.
right, and there you go. So it's like what I can tell you is, are most of my songs complete on this project? Yes. What I can tell you is, do I have visuals in set for this project? Yes. I know where my direction's going with it. It's off the Lovers playlist order, but it's just like me being true to let people know more about me and like how I view different things or things that I've been through. So it's just like I don't have a date yet. I feel like when I feel like everything is there and together, I'm gonna, like how you said, I'm just gonna put it out. I'll give like a few days notice maybe, but it's just like I'm not gonna tell anybody, stay tuned. I just drop hints on certain videos like, hey, I'm working on this. What's your input? And people will be like, oh, I like it. So I'm like, okay, so that's one. And like I think I look forward like more so to that. Like I just want it to be all together and to know how I'm gonna go about like releasing it. Like I don't have a date yet in my head, but I can tell you it's not gonna be next year at this time, 2020. It's gonna be sooner than that.
Yeah, it's kind of like methodical. I have a friend. I'm trying to spell his name right. It's he's a neighbor of mine. It's a good rapper. His name is Concept, like spelled instead of like the actual like Concept. Is that how you say PT? Yeah, I'm like forgetting how to spell as a journalism major. He spells it CONS3 like PT or something like that. Something like that, just so that he can get more views or whatever, because he doesn't want a lot of artists with the same name. But he's very methodical on how he does his and how he releases everything. Everything is like it's heavily sampled based, but it's like he'll go on hiatus for a while because he doesn't want to put something out there for the sake of doing it. And
Exactly.
yeah, you can
Exactly.
jump in whatever you want, but like that's how he does. And he'll take a song down if he doesn't think his singing voice is right. But he's a rapper, but like still he is methodical. Not what do you call his melody? He does like melodies. I don't know. I'm saying methodical, but he does melodies or whatever. So if he doesn't think his voice sounds right, he'll like not release something.
Mhm.
Because like
No,
that's people who take it seriously. They really gotta like
that's
be
me.
careful.
That's me. I used to have a whole bunch of songs that I did in high school on my SoundCloud, and I was like, I grew from that, so I deleted it. Or if I changed my name from then and it's not Lena the artist, I deleted it. If I feel like that story doesn't really relate so much now to me, even though people can relate to it, like there might be a day where I'll get all those songs that I didn't keep up and just release them as like their own separate little project. Like before I actually like I wouldn't say found myself, but really like I would feel like I was chancing then. Like I was just taking those chances like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna write that, I'm gonna record this, I'm gonna do that. And then finally it's like as I got older, as I found more of my sound, it was just like that ain't it. But I do want to share them. So I might re-release them one day. Just to look back and have other people relate to the younger me.
Yeah, that's solid. I also like the more you're talking, the more I'm realizing like I've actually interviewed a bunch of performers, and one guy had said Jayville. I don't know what he does now, but he's from Port Chester. He was trying to say like people don't when you're it's got to be tough like music. I don't think even I understand how tough it is to like break into because obviously I don't do it, but when you're young like that and like you know if something doesn't get X amount of views or whatever plays, all this other like all these like criteria that we use for what's relevant or whatever,
Mm.
and you could be the greatest artist ever or whatever, and if people don't know about it, and it's like, and if you're not on the radio or something, people are probably not going to play it.
Exactly.
So it's like you might actually re-release it, and then we're looking at you 10 years from now. It's like, oh, we were sleeping on her or something like that.
Exactly. That was me. I actually, so that's a fun fact, like that you said. I've been writing. I wrote my first song when I was like 8, which is I'm gonna embarrass myself now. So it's just like I wrote my first song when I was 8. That was really bad. It was so bad. But then it was just like I went from okay, maybe right now this songwriting thing isn't for me. That I went to write poems. And then I went from creating poems to, oh, I need a beat to this poem. And then in that way, my poems became my songs. And then I was just like, oh, this is a song now. And then I wrote a song with my sister. And then we recorded that and I released that and people loved it. And then I was just like, but I have a project that I want to work on with my sisters. So I don't want to keep it up. So I deleted it. And I'm like, well, I know they loved it. So when I re-release it, of course, you're going to love it. You loved it before. But again, like we grew, so we wanted to change from like the sound of it from 4 years ago. And I think that's just like I forgot where like the topic of this was. I don't know where I want to end, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, real quick. So you're. So wait, what's your? So it's your name. It's Selena. So what's you and your sister's full names, and then what's her artist name?
My name is Selena Celestin.
All
Um,
right.
my
But how would you spell that, so I could get it right when I write this and then send it to you?
I
And you could.
got it. So
Yeah.
Selena is Selena. Celestin is Celestin.
All right. And then your sister. I'm interrupting. I'll let you go.
Same last name. Her first name is Brittany. So that's Brittney.
Oh, and EY. See, I'd have gotten that wrong. I'd have gotten that one wrong. So she sings as well.
Yes. Yes. So she started off, so she's the reason why I actually like singing. I used to see her go to the studio when I was younger. Like when I wrote that song when I was like 8, it was because I used to see her. So she used to be the person that used to sing for my cousin's songs, for my brother's songs. Like they used to all really do it more so when I was younger. And then we got older and then they started doing like separate things, different things. But my sister, like if I have a good song and she can relate to it, she'll write it. She'll write to it. And I was like, okay, well, I still got her like to join with me, even though it's not like something she's chasing. But I feel like she's the reason why I wanted to do it. So I want her a part of it as well. And so now she doesn't do it on her solo time. Like she's not doing it on like, she's not chasing it, but she does help me. Like she'll write, if I have a song and she can relate to it and she can write something, she will if I ask her.
All right. I think we covered everything. I'm like half asleep and still trying to like get to work. Still trying to like get to work in an hour. Yeah, but I'll save this and then I'll post this to YouTube for my 8 subscribers. I don't.
Listen, you gotta grow. You know what's crazy is when I used to have YouTube, I used to do dumb stuff, right? I have I used to have like 1,000 followers on Twitter. I deleted it. I used to have like 100 subscribers on YouTube doing dumb things, and I looked back for like as in the beginning of this year and deleted it because I'm like, I'd be damned if somebody ran across that YouTube channel and saw the stupid things I did. So my point of that is your 8 subscribers grows as long as you stay dedicated. Like there's so many times where I'm like, I don't have like when it came to certain shows, they're like, well, you have to bring this amount of people and you could get your money back. I'm like, screw it, I'm not getting my money back. But like it'll grow. Like if nobody's gonna
Yeah,
watch now, when you make it, just remember those people that didn't watch or give you the time. Like
that's what I'm
that's all.
saying. Yeah, like when no one was like listening to X amount of thing when I was 16, and it's like now I'm relevant to whatever extent, and
Mhm.
then it's like now you want to jump on the bandwagon. I'll be pretty mad if my friend if my friend like got famous, and then, I mean not like I can get anything out of it, but if I was sleeping on him because he's pretty good at rapping or whatever, he studies it like heavily or whatever. And just for the thing, I don't know if you know this place. It's called the New York. I don't know how to spell it. New Yorkian Cafe. There's like a lot
Oh,
of artists that go there.
New York. That's where they do open mics. I've been there before as well. And it's basically like different people get to perform different pieces that they have, whether it be poetry, spoken word, rap, songs, like they get to perform them. And I didn't get to perform. I didn't want to perform. I actually wanted to be in the audience just to get a vibe. Like, you know how you're like recruiting?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, she sounds great. Look, I need to write this song and have her on it. Like, I go to events sometimes not just to perform, but to hear other people.
oh wow. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very yeah, it's almost like yeah, even like you're trying to enjoy it. It's almost like you're getting a vibe and almost kind of like semi studying
Like,
people's like mannerisms and stuff.
I always want like I have friends that do open mics and I try my hardest to support like what they're doing as well. if ever I can't, it's for a valid reason. Like I try to show support, even if it's like reposting their sound, like their whatever they're doing. I literally try to stand by them 100%. I have so many creative friends like that are chasing that dream that I just try to support, as well as like maintain what I'm doing as well. So again, that's just back to your 8 subscribers. Your friends got to support you.
Well, no,
You
that's
got
the thing.
to.
I don't do that. I don't do it that much though. That's the thing. Is like I was doing it for, I had it, and then I was doing it for class. So what I'll do is I'll be on my Instagram and I'll post something. I'll just post stuff because I have like I bought more gigabytes for like the iPhone, whatever, like the cloud or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll just take stuff and put it on YouTube to get it off of my camera roll, and I'll put stuff like all the 15-second and unders on my story, and it'll look like I'm in the nightclub in the middle of it's like a Wednesday afternoon, but like no, I'm just posting that because it's in the archive, which I forgot about. So and I have a Finsta D-roll 6 or whatever, and it's just a bunch of like old photos, and I didn't I didn't try to make it a Finsta. I had to. So and it's just a bunch of old photos and like football videos that I don't even watch, but like since they take up so much storage, I just put it on there as IGTV. So I don't know. I should probably take the YouTube thing seriously, but
You should,
I'm
or
just
even like IGTV. Like I've been trying to take YouTube serious, but then I realized I spend most of my time on Instagram. So what I'm doing now is trying to create something to fun to put on IGTV. Like I know you're interviewing me, but if there's anything I can say, trust me, stay consistent with it. Like because you'll be surprised. Like again, I posted dumb things on YouTube for a class. I was a video gaming girl and I talked about it and a lot of people watched it. Like you gotta just like put yourself out there. Take that. You gotta take that chance.
yeah.
Trust me. You gotta take that chance. Somebody's gonna watch. Somebody's gonna say something about it, and then it grows from there. It
Yeah,
grows.
I got it. Yeah, I'll take that. See, now I can learn something. I mean, I was able to learn something, but now I can learn something by myself. All right, so yeah, appreciate you. I'll share this and I'll try to. I'll probably take snippets and tag you in it.
Okay.
But yeah, and yeah, I have your number now. So like, yeah, if any, I'm in the city or whatever, if I want you to come to Uptown, then I'll let you know.
Just let me know. Yep.
Yeah. So all right, appreciate you, and then I'll tell everyone to go. See, now I'm forgetting your project.
My
Everyone to go watch it.
project, the project that I have out,
Out. Yeah.
is
Go
called
go
the
listen to that.
Playlist.
Lovers playlist.
Yes, the Lovers Playlist. It is on every mainstream music platform. So like Apple Music, Spotify. If you want to buy it, iTunes. It's on even Pandora. It's there. It's on YouTube. You go on YouTube and type in the Lovers Playlist. It's there.
All right, certainly do that. I'm gonna listen to the rest of it probably while I'm at work.
You gotta let me know. I love feedback. Even if you're like, that song was okay, it could be better. I love any form of criticism because it all counts. It all counts.
Well, I listened to 4 songs, and in all seriousness, I was, I was like, you know what? It's a good, it's a good vibe. It's a good collaboration. So, is it only the 4? I can't. I'm forgetting the names of them. Like, the name escapes me, but yeah, good songs.
Yes, and again, I'm working. The goal is to drop something 2020. When I won't say, but the goal is to drop a solo project and more projects in 2020. If I even have the time to, if it's perfected now, 2019, but the goal is 2020.
All right. Well, that's Lena the artist, and thanks so much. I'll write this down and then I'll get back to you.
Thank you. I hope you have a great day.
All right. Have a good one.